Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for, what is it today? Friday, September the 20th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. This is an email address you can use if you want to get in touch with me, and this is a link for our free room. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our room. And I open the room every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I start to share my screen. I get live on the mic. And I go up to 3 o'clock on Fridays and up to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays. In the email you're getting, you will see a promo code for 15% off the first month or the entire year of a Trade Ideas subscription. All right, well, kind of sort of a weird day for me. I had a couple of little trades at the beginning. A couple were okay, a couple basically flat, I guess I'm more than a couple. Small losses, a little bit of chop. This one was interesting to me though, and I called it in the room, and it's PRVB. And I was able to, you had to be really, really quick. But PRVB announced the financing yesterday at $8, okay? So this was they must have announced it Wednesday after the market closed. And this was the reaction, and there's Wednesday, but it was over. There's the Thursday pre-market, but it was well over the financing of $8. And in fact, it even had a nice little pop. And then later on, it actually was in my watch list to short it at 860, right there. But it did pop up, and then afterwards, though, it had a nice move down. So then I saw this happening, and when I was in the room, I said, you know what, guys? If this takes out 8. In any sort of significant way, this could mean that the investors are not happy with being in this one, or the fact that they're doing the financing at 8, and this could really collapse. So I actually ended up, it just broke down through 8. I actually took the short at 788, and almost immediately it got down to 752 before it recovered, and I covered virtually everything right there. So that was really my obviously my most successful trade. It really didn't. After that, I thought it might continue down, but it didn't. I was waiting to see if it would take this area out again. But it just goes to show, though. If you read a little bit of news, I'm not saying news trumps everything, but you should read a little bit of news. And I knew that the financing was at 8. If it took out 8, but I didn't just want it to be like at 7.99. I wanted it to take out 8 and by at least a dime. So I was very fortunate to be able to get it at 788 and then write it down. My goodness, it was amazing. And that's really about it. Just one moment, please. Okay, sorry about that. And that's about it. The watch list was sort of interesting. What I found, I actually tried the OII. I think now it is starting to. Yeah, it's very choppy though. It's not a lot of choppy plays. I can't wait till we get into the more, call it the more traditional earnings plays. Where I'm not saying earnings plays won't be choppy, but they just seem to sometimes to just have a better trend. Pick a direction and kind of go for a while anyway. The interesting one, and I mentioned this in the room yesterday. Let me just bring this one up. Where are you? SCHL. Okay. So yesterday, and by the way, I know I'm jumping around a little bit. You can if you go to the website now, you will see that the beta is available. So if you scroll down, when you go to download our program, you'll see the production, and then scroll down and the beta is available, and you'll be able to have this window here, the new single stock window. Okay, why I say that is with the insiders. So it's interesting. I have a sample size of 2, but you notice that virtually over the last year, all the all the trades by the insiders were all sells, okay, and very few buys. So yesterday we saw. I hope I get this symbol right. Second here, MLHR. Hopefully that's the. Maybe it's MHLR. MHLR. There we go. Okay, just a minute. I have to find the symbol. MLHR had earnings, release earnings Wednesday afternoon after the market closed. It had a huge pop up, and then look what it did. It faded all day. So I noticed, just for fun, well, not for fun, I noticed that again with MLHR, look at all the activity, insider activity over this last year. And, obviously strong on the sell side. So I thought, okay, I wonder if that could be any sort of a little pattern that we could take a look at. So I actually said in the room, I knew that SCHL was releasing earnings after hours yesterday. And I said, I wonder if this will do maybe something similar. Especially if it pops up after hours, earnings, good reaction. And then will it fade? And, again, this is a big sample size, 2. But look what happened. And doesn't it look the same? Now did have a bounce and all, but it looks exactly the same as, and they're not the same sectors or anything. So what I thought I would start to do is now there are no earnings plays after hours on a Friday, but Monday after hours I'm going to take a look at some of the earnings plays, especially ones that have some kind of a name. I mean, Herman Miller, people kind of know Herman Miller. I don't know about these guys, SCHL. I don't think they're probably too well known. The other one that had earnings today, but with Steelcase, definitely a name. But if you look at Steelcase, no real trend, if you will. Okay, so obviously, even if the buys, if it was strong in the buys, that might be a sign too. Especially if it fell, maybe there'd be a lot of people buying it. Anyway, it's very early. I mean, I'm going to be tracking this just to see. I have no idea. If this is any sort of a trend that we can rely on, but it should be interesting going forward. Now that we have, I say in the single stock window, a very quick way and a nice visual way, without having to wade through all this, a nice visual way of seeing what the buying and selling activity by the insiders has been over the last year. So anyway, that is about it. I want to get back into the room. And okay. And if you have any questions for me, this is the email address you can use. And right there. And this is, again, a link for our free room, 100% free. You don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our room. I will open the room Monday morning at 9 o'clock. So have a great weekend, everybody. And I hope to see you in our trading room Monday morning. Bye-bye.